Hello guys, we are now up to lesson number 7, and as always, if you have missed some of the previous lessons, you can always go to our website to check on the previous lessons. So if you go to this website right here, you can see all these other previous 6 lessons. Today we're gonna work on the for loop. So to get started, we're gonna go to our project here, Learn Java Coding Project. As always, we're gonna copy one of the old programs over. So I believe the previous one that we did was the if statement. Now I'm gonna copy that and I'm gonna paste it into the same package, which is the simple Java coding package. Right click and paste. And I'm just gonna rename it. So this one is gonna be a for loop. For loop statement. I'm gonna click OK. So that's the name of my Java program, for loop statement. And here it is. That's my Java program. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna clean it up. So I'm gonna get rid of all these. Because I don't need them right now. Maybe I'll put them back in later if I need them. So to start my for loop, I'm gonna have for, then I open parentheses. Let's say for integer I equals 0 until I less than 6, I'm gonna increment I by 1. So I'm gonna do I plus plus. Okay, and it didn't like that one, so let's see what's going on here. Syntax error. Misplaced constructor. What does that mean? That's interesting. Let me put in the brackets and let's see what happened. It still doesn't like it. You know why? Because I have a 1 here instead of an I. So that should have been an I. For integer I equal to 0. So I'm starting with 0. I'm going up each time by 1 until, and I'm gonna keep on looping. I'm gonna keep on processing it until as long as I is less than 6. And looks like there's still an error. Let me see what that is. Syntax error on token semicolon. Delete this token. Okay, so it's asking me to delete this token. So I would be happy to do so to make the program works. So the editor is very helpful. Like it can find all the syntax error and all the mistakes for you, and it actually helps you correct the mistakes. Okay, now let me save this. I still see an error here, so I'm not sure what that is. Let me see what that is. Syntax error. Insert bracket to complete class body. Okay, so I'm missing, looks like I'm missing a bracket. So this one, so to check, I'm gonna click on this one. And as you can see, this bracket right here goes with this one right here. If I click on this one, it goes with this bracket right here, and I'm still missing one for this bracket up here. So that means I need to insert one more bracket in. I'm gonna put this in, and now everybody is happy. And this one, there's an error here. It says my Java util scanner is never used. That means I don't need it, so I can get rid of it. Okay, so I got my for loop. If I run it right now, nothing is gonna happen because it's gonna loop through this statement for 6 times, but in between, inside the statement, I'm not doing anything. So there's gonna be no output. You're not gonna see anything. So if I run it, it runs, but you're not gonna see anything. There's nothing printed. So if you want to see something, you want to get some output, then you have to print something in here. Sys out I. So I'm just gonna print the value of I on each iteration. Each time it loops through, I'm gonna print I. Let's try and run this now. Hopefully we get something this time. And there it is. So all these values are values of I. I started out with I equals 0. And then it printed I0 equals 0. I'm gonna put this down here so we can see. So I started the for loop. This is called a for loop, by the way. So I started the for loop with I equal to 0. Then I printed out the value of I, which is 0 down here. And then I increment I by 1. I++ it just means that I is equal to I plus 1. So I was 0, I plus 1, 0 plus 1 gives me 1. And then it goes back inside the loop again. So it printed I equals 1. Then it's adding one more to I. So I is now 2. Then it printed 2 for I. And it keeps doing that until I equal to 5. Then it printed 5. When it tried to add one more to I becomes 6. It exited the loop because in order for it to go inside this loop, I would have to be less than 6. Since I is now equal to 6, it's no longer less than 6. It exited the loop. So it only printed I from 0 to 5. So that's how the for loop works. Let's try another example using the for loop. Wow, it's very noisy outside today. All these planes are flying right over me. Alright, because we're very near the airport. So I'm gonna create a different example, also using the for loop, so you can see how the for loop works. So let's try to ask the user for some kind of input. So I believe we have an example from our previous lesson, the if statement. So what I want to do is I want to copy some of the code over. So this is how you can program, like you can copy section of the code from your previous program over to your new program as you need them. So now I want to read the input from the user. So I want to bring in my scanner here. So I have declare a scanner with the name of SC, which gonna read the data, the input from the console. So I'm gonna bring that over, and then I'm gonna need to prompt the user to enter a number. I would like the user to enter an integer. So let's say how many times would you like to print the word hello? And the user is gonna enter a number. So I'm gonna read that number. I'm gonna say integer j equals to the name of my scanner, which is SC dot, and I want to do next int because I want to scan in an integer. Integer j equals to SC, which is the scanner here, dot next int. And notice here it's complaining because I never closed the scanner. So I'm just gonna go down here. I'm gonna do SC dot close. So now it's happy. It's still complaining about something over here. So it says that the value of j is never being used. So let's use j because we're asking the user to enter some information. Now let's put j in here. Instead of hard coding the number 6 there, we're gonna ask the user how many times they want us to print hello. So I'm gonna put j in here. And then I'm gonna change this one. Instead of printing I each time, I'm gonna print hello. And let's see what happened. So now we're gonna run this. I think I can close this one now. How many times, let me bring this down here. How many times would you like to print the word hello? Okay, let's say 3 times. Hit enter. And there it is. It printed hello 3 times. How did that happen? Because I'm reading in J, so I entered 3 here. So it would be the same as if I had put in a 3 here. So when I was 0, it printed hello. Then I becomes I++. So I becomes 1, then it printed hello, and I became 2, and it printed hello again. So that's why it's 3 times. When I became 3, it stopped and it exited out of the loop, because in order for it to execute the statement, it has to be, I would have to be less than 3. Make sense? Okay, everyone, that's how the for loop works in Java. I'll see you next time.